friends. Welcome to story time. Have you been staying warm in all this cold weather? Ooh, I've been so cold. You know what else I've been doing? Sleeping in a little bit. It's been so dark in the mornings. Did you guys notice that? That's what happens in the winter, right? It gets a little darker and darker each day until the winter solstice. The winter solstice. Has anyone heard that before? The winter solstice is when it's like that's the darkest it gets. So it gets darker and darker and darker until just before Christmas on a day called the winter solstice. And that day has the longest night and the shortest day. And then after that, we start getting a little bit of daylight back until summer, when we have the summer solstice, which is the longest day and shortest night. Did that kind of make sense? I have a fun book to talk about this shortest day. That's actually what it's called. The Shortest Day, Celebrating Winter Solstice. Shall we read this one first? I think so. I think it'll be fun. I gotta get to the first page. Here we go. Can you guys see that? In late autumn, in the northern part of the world, squirrels hide nuts. Foxes grow thick fur coats, and flocks of birds fly to warmer places. The sun rises later each morning and sets earlier each evening. Each day it appears lower and lower in the sky. As the sun gets lower and lower, the north gets less and less daylight, and the air grows colder. Chickadees fluff their feathers to keep warm, woodchucks hibernate in their burrows, and white-tailed deer nuzzle through the snow to find the last blades of grass. On short winter days, children bundle in warm clothes and walk through the frosty white world, dragging long shadows behind them. On long winter nights, families eat dinner while it's dark outside. Children wonder when the days will get long again, so they play outside after dinner like they did in the summer. In the north, on or around December 21st, the sun reaches its lowest point on the horizon, making the day the shortest day of the year. Like all days, December 21st has 24 hours, but it's called the shortest day because it has the fewest hours of daylight. The shortest day, called the winter solstice, is the beginning of winter. And in some places, winter means cold, nose-nipping weather. The earth tilts as it moves around the sun. When the northern part of the earth tilts away from the sun, the north gets less heat and light than the southern part. Long ago, people didn't understand how the earth tilts and moves around the sun. They didn't understand each day had less sunshine than the day before. Some believed that evil spirits made the sun go away. People feared that the sun wouldn't shine on them anymore, making their world cold and dreary dark. They needed the sun's warmth and light. So did their plants, which they needed for food. They held ceremonies that lasted for weeks to persuade their gods to bring the sun back. Over the years, people noticed that after short days, the days gradually got longer. Joyous people bathed in the sun's warm light, and they celebrated their harvests. About 5,000 years ago, people who studied the sky noticed that day after day, the sun set in different places on the western horizon. They discovered that when the sun set farther south, it was the shortest day. These early astronomers planned to mark the shortest day. Then each year, people would know when the days would start getting longer again. On the day when the sun reached its southernmost point on the horizon, The astronomers carried out their plan. Workers stacked stones to frame the setting sun. They made a special opening, like a keyhole or the eye of a needle. When the setting sun's rays beamed through that opening, people knew the shortest day was over. The days gradually got longer after that for the next 6 months. When the sun appeared farthest to the north, its rays shone through another keyhole. People knew that was the longest day of the year and the first day of summer. In China, over 3,000 years ago, astronomers measured shadows to determine the shortest day. The longest shadows appeared on the shortest day because the sun was at the lowest point in the sky. They knew that as the sun appeared higher in the sky, the shadows would get shorter and the days would get longer. Over 2,000 years ago, Romans celebrated the shortest day with festivals and merrymaking. They gave evergreen branches to friends as a sign of good luck. Evergreen wreaths decorated their doors. Since these plants stayed green when others turned brown, they reminded the Romans of coming spring. Mistletoe and holly hung in their homes because plants that survived the harsh winter were symbols of life. Many people believed these plants would bring strength to their families. About 1,000 years ago, Europeans celebrated the winter solstice. Druid priests of England and Ireland decorated oak trees with golden apples and candles to represent harvest and light. In Sweden, a festival of light celebrated the return of longer days. On St. Lucia's Day, girls wore crowns of evergreens and candles to rekindle the sun's fire as they delivered warm buns to family and friends. Boys went from door to door, singing to the neighbors for a few coins. Around the same time in history, the Incas of Peru marked the shortest day with a festival in honor of the sun. At dawn, when the sun first appeared, shouts of happiness rang out. Then the Incas used a shiny surface to reflect the sun's rays onto fluffy, dry cotton. The sun heated the cotton and made it burst into flame. They carried the fire to their temples and kept it burning on the altars all year because it came from one of their gods, the sun. Today, people still celebrate the beginning of winter by decorating their houses, lighting the darkness, gathering together, and exchanging gifts. They no longer worry that the sun will disappear forever. They know that the days get colder when their part of the earth tilts away from the sun. They know that days get shorter when the sun appears lower in the sky. People celebrate the shortest day because longer days follow. Flocks of birds will return, seedling oaks will sprout, and children can play outside after dinner. For more than 5,000 years, people have welcomed the winter solstice because it's a new beginning. Can you see that picture of how the earth goes around the sun? I thought that was like kind of cool. I mean, that's a lot of information. Some of it you can remember and some you can't. But what you can remember is that winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. And after that, the days are going to get longer. That'll be exciting. What else comes after winter solstice? Because winter solstice is just in a few days. And in a few more days after that, Christmas. What else? New Year's. There's a lot of winter celebrations, aren't there? A lot of fun we can have with family and friends when it's cold outside and dark. And during the day when it is light. Are you guys getting out to play? It's a little harder when it's been as cold as it has. It's a little warmer today, though. What do you wear to protect yourself when it's snowing? I have a little song, and I'm going to see if you can guess what things I need to wear to keep myself warm. It is snowing on my head, on my head. I need a, what do I need on my head? A hat. Good job. I need a hat on my head, on my head. All right, next. Get your thinking caps on. It is snowing on my feet, on my feet. I need, what do I need to keep my feet warm? Boots? Did you say boots? I need some boots. I need boots on my feet, on my feet. Okay, next. It is snowing on my hands, on my hands. I need, what do I need on my hands? How am I going to keep my hands warm? Gloves. Good thinking. I need gloves on my hands, on my hands. Okay, I got a hat, I got some boots, I got some gloves. I'm sure there's something else. It is snowing on my back, on my back. I need a coat. Gosh, you guys are so smart. I need a coat on my back, on my back. All right, hat, gloves, boots, coat. I think I'm pretty good. You might also need some snow pants though. I mean, if you're gonna play outside, that's a good idea, right? Our next book is called When It Snows. Let's see. There's a bright window. When it snows. When it snows, all the cars are stuck and the train disappears. So I follow the footprints until I find a new way to get around. I play for the rest of the way. Look at those long shadows. To the place where the snowmen live. And the sun sinks. I follow a bright light into the dark. It leads me through the gloomy forest, where I meet the queen of the poles. She takes me to a secret place with tiny fairies that glow. I see thousands of elves and other magical creatures. And I go there every day. Because my favorite book takes me there. That was a great imagination that boy had when he was reading a story. Don't you think? I thought so. Well, there are some fun projects that you can do. I will attach one of them to the comments in our Facebook post, and it's for making some really cute winter solstice ornaments for your tree, if you guys have a tree at home. Don't forget, we have ornaments here, kits, ornament kits that you can make an ornament for our tree, and we have treats. If you want to hang an ornament on our Christmas tree, I have a treat for you. It has to be one that you make, though. You have to make an ornament to bring to the library and hang on the tree. And what else do I have? I don't know. I just hope that you guys are getting outside a little bit and enjoying some winter fun. And I hope that you're having fun getting ready for the holidays. I'll see you next week.